How's it going, guys? Servant Carlos Machado. I just decided to come out a little walk and whatnot, and there's been something that's been resonating in me since I went to a men's Bible study tonight, and I feel it's an amazing word because I've been speaking a lot about having idols in your lives, and I gave another word the other day of like getting into God's presence and how when we get into God's presence, sometimes we carry all these burdens, we carry these worries, we carry the things of this day, what I have to do today, what I have to do tomorrow, and all that stuff, and it slows you down from getting into God's presence. At sometimes it's almost like we don't have a very fruitful experience with God when we do that, and what we need to do is consistently get into God's presence because here's the thing. Our God is a consuming fire, okay? God is, just put it this way, say God was a campfire, guys. We have to give him something to consume. As we go into his presence, he starts consuming our worries, our fears, our anxieties, our doubts. He pushes those to the side. We got to press into God's presence sometimes for that to happen. From my experience, that has been my experience. Sometimes you have to press into God's presence in order for those things. You need to put on some worship music. You need to lift up your hands. And you're going to find that your mind is going to consistently try to keep on. Why? Because your mind is conditioned to do that already. Because you're not operating in faith. It's a mind controlled by the Spirit. It's life and peace. The carnal mind cannot submit to God's law. Why? Because it's carnal. So in order to do that, you got to go into God's presence, okay? So say I have this worry. Here's a log. I'm throwing that in the fire. Let the Lord consume that worry. Here's another one. I got anxiety. Throw that into God's fire. God's going to consume that. Why? Because I'm in God's presence. My God is a consuming fire, okay? Next thing, doubt. I'm going to throw that into God's fire. He's going to consume that doubt. He's going to replace it with what? With peace, with trust, with hope, okay? With patience, with gentleness, fruits of the Spirit. Why? Because you are walking in the Spirit. You're getting into God's presence. God is Spirit, and He's also consuming fire. Then after, guys, let me tell you something. Then after, and this is a good part right here. After God consumes that worry, fear, doubt, and all of that, and you're being regenerated to be able to walk in that kind of manner, with hope, with love, with gentleness, with power, because the Lord gives you power as well, with authority, with all those attributes that our God has, an amazing God, because we're made in the image of God, man, and we have the mind of Christ already inside of us. After that, what's He going to consume? He's going to consume you. He's going to consume you. And then that's when He's going to spread from you and consume other things around you and other people with His passion and with His love. So that's my word for tonight, guys, and just know that I love you guys, man, and it's been quite the journey making these videos, but I've grown so much in the last 5 weeks, and I just want people to be encouraged that, man, let me tell you something. Take out some time to walk. Go take a walk. You got a lot on your mind, go out and fast. Sometimes you got to fast to slow things down. Fasting is a very amazing thing, and it helps out a lot. When you got a lot of worries, and you got a lot of burdens, and you got a lot of stuff going on right now, guys, fast. Take some time out. Get in that presence. Get in that presence until you have thrown that log of worry. You have thrown that log, all of that, till the Lord has consumed that. That is fruitful time in the Lord. God bless y'all. I love y'all. Peace out.